Hello, viewers. Welcome back to Mika's channel. After you saw my review for the Alvin Christmas special, now we're gonna review the Loud House Christmas specials. Yeah, the four ones I already reviewed. Snow Way Down. I reviewed that in the Vacation Marathon. So you gotta check it out. That's there on my channel. I won't provide the link because it. Just go check out my channel and just subscribe and check out the review for Snow Way Down if you want to really know my thoughts. Anyways, let's review the four Christmas specials. 11 Louds A Leapin, the second Christmas special. Yes, because Snowboard was actually the real Christmas special in production order. The second one is, what's the name? Snowy Out. Third one is Season Cheating, and fourth one is the Flipmas Carol. So, anyways, let's review them. So, let's start with 11 Louds A Leapin. Yeah, a real-time episode classic of the Loud House. So, the episode begins with Lincoln talking to the viewers once again because, season 1 already did this stuff already, so season 2 will do it again. So, he just goes around to the room, and next we see the sisters preparing for Christmas too. Luna's trying to do a song. Lenny has this, fashion thing for Christmas where she's trying to find a good way to wear. And next she keeps taking things that actually belongs to Rita. By accident, relax. It's not by purpose. And next, we have the subplot with Lori trying to get a present so badly. And last year she just destroyed all the presents. Lana and Lucy are trying to find more Christmas presents that are hiding around the house. We have Luann's 12 Punts of Christmas. We have Lana trying to catch a reindeer. We have Lola trying to be nice. Lisa has this running gag on her telling Lola that Santa Claus isn't real. Basically, those are the subplots of the entire episode. Lily doesn't have a subplot because, she's still a baby. Why would a baby still have a subplot? Unless if she was intelligent. So, yeah. Lincoln pretty much goes down to the, kitchen. And next sees his dad cooking lunch here. Yeah, his face still hidden, just like, season 1. Yeah, in few episodes in season 2, like Brawl and the family are making the grade. And next Mr. Grouse keeps ranting about how awful the Louds decorations are, and next how the smoke is way too high in this in their house. Yeah, and he gets so mad some guys outside actually runs away. That was actually kind of funny. So Lincoln decides to use his sled with Big Red, and next he thinks it's gonna be awesome, but his sled crashes to Mr. Grouse's yard, and that's the main plot of the episode. Lincoln trying to get his sled back from Mr. Grouse's yard, because from the past, Mr. Grouse has been to take every single Loud stuff if they're thrown to his yard, like a few of Lana's stuff, a few of Lola's stuff, probably some other sister stuff, yeah. So Lincoln's trying to convince Clyde to bring him to do a breakout, and next trying to get the sled back. Yeah, and there's also Bobbie has an appearance in this episode too, where he's trying to find a gift for Lori, and next there's actually a resolution to the subplot, which I'll talk about later. So yeah, here comes Clyde. Clyde's trying to get a perfect mistletoe for Lori because, the last time he did it, a hawk got him and carried him away. So this year, he wants to make it good. So he decides to go to Mr. Grouse's yard, help out Lincoln. So they do this operation, callbacks to season 1, like a short name for this operation, Into Action. That's a callback. So, yes, they're about to execute their plan. Clyde asks the question, what is that? It's actually Charles's pee. So they start the plan. Clyde goes off key singing Christmas carols like Jingle All the Way, blah blah blah. Lincoln tries to get the sled, but next time he hears someone at his yard. Clyde goes to distract him, but Mr. Grouse pushes him, so he gets the sled and puts it inside his house. And next, their mission kind of failed, Lincoln and Clyde's mission. So since Mr. Grouse is going out, Lincoln has the idea to go there before he comes back. So Clyde agrees with Lincoln, so they go there to the yard. To Mr. Grouse's yard, Clyde decides to be the patrol. Lincoln goes to the back. Before Clyde can actually go there, he gets he gets blown away by Lana's traps for a reindeer. Yeah. So Lincoln tries to find the sled, and next he finds it, and next he sees a picture of Mr. Grouse when he was a kid. That he actually owns also the sled he had today, too. Mr. Grouse comes in, that's where part go to Act 2. Mr. Grouse comes in, he notices some weird stuff in his house. Lincoln's trying to make sure Mr. Grouse doesn't notice that he's actually there. Mr. Grouse notices his sleigh broke. Yeah, feel bad for Lincoln, you know. So, yeah, for his punishment, Mr. Grouse decides to call his parents, but they can't hear him because, you know, the hustle and bustle of the holidays, you know, because of how busy they are. So, he decides to have punishment for Lincoln by cleaning the wreck he made in the house. And next he overhears Mr. Grouse's conversation that he can go there to his family because he doesn't have the money. Yeah, so Lincoln overhears this, and next Mr. Grouse gets mad at him again. He tells him to get out even though he didn't finish cleaning this house. So he tells the sisters everything what happened with him. So they all cry. Next they plan this situation. Where we come to the resolution of Luna's subplot. And next we come to the best part of the episode, a Christmas song that's been sung by Luna, and it's a great Christmas song. Clyde's parents showed up too. And here's the best part. One best part of the song. The parents' faces are revealed. Yeah, they're no longer hidden. Yeah. We finally see their faces, and I bet every fan got shocked by this scene. So Mr. Grouse thanks them, so they decide to have a party there in his house tonight. Yeah, he decides to have a speech, and next gives everyone back, and next says sorry to Lincoln that his sled got broken. So yes, Clyde's resolution subplot also gets fixed because Lori kisses him. Okay, that's one of the negatives of the episode. I'll talk about that later. Anyways, the ending was also pretty good. After that, the next morning the Loud kids wake up and next find out there's Christmas presents, and next they also find out that Santa actually exists because of thanks to Lisa. And next, Lola questions that yeah, you said that Christmas Santa doesn't actually exist, and actually turns out he actually does exist. It's actually a present under behind the couch that's for Lincoln, and it's another sleigh, and it's a kind of like Flight Flyer 1000 something, whatever that name is. Lincoln decides to use his sleigh again on the slide, but his sled crashes to the window, breaking Mr. Grouse's glass. So, and we get the resolution to Luann's subplot, where Luann says her last joke for the 12 Spoons of Christmas. Lana puts another trap, which that's resolutes to Lana's subplot. That's the end of 11 Louds A Leapin. Then the credits roll, and it's a Christmas version, and there's a Christmas background. Same thing used for season cheating and Flipmas Carol. Anyways, this is actually a pretty good episode. I enjoyed this. It's actually my favorite out of the 4. Okay, it's a spoiler. But I just love the concept of this episode, despite it being kind of used in other cartoons and the whole trope that first he thought he's bad, now turns out he actually doesn't have the money to go to his family. I know it's been used in other cartoons, but Lana's did it well to make it less bad. Yeah, also the comedy in this episode is also pretty well done, and the whole episode looks very good visually. The snow, the atmosphere, the music. They use I think a few Christmas musics of a few parts in the episode too. Despite the subplots not having a resolution, and also despite I didn't like the Clyde's love for Lori part, and also didn't like a bit of the ending where Lincoln actually gets a sleigh thrown into Mr. Grouse's yard again. But on the whole, another classic Christmas special, a 10 out of 10. Let's move on to Snowy Out, and this is a weaker one compared to Snowy Down for me, because I'll tell you why. So let's start Snowy Out. So this episode begins with Lenny using the hairdryer to heat up the goulash that their dad brought. Lana announces that her favorite taxi race car driver Bobbie Fletcher is coming to town. In the Burpin Burgers, Lana announced that, and next And next, everyone leaves, even Lisa. So they go to Burpin Burgers, and next they go there to Burpin Burgers to have this competition. So essentially, the plot is Lana tries to convince her sisters to. Lana takes everyone to the Burpin Burgers to make sure that she gets this golden ticket like Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory. Yes, I know it's kind of like Willy Wonka. So, anyways, they go there to the Burpin Burgers. Yeah, Bobbie Fletcher announced that if in order to make sure that you're one of my pit crew, you should get the card and get this ticket inside one of the burgers in the Burpin Burger. So here we are with the return of Grant Palmer, the original voice of Lincoln from the very first episode, Left in the Dark. It's pretty cool to see him back. And it's also pretty nice to see him back in other episodes about the Burpin Burger, like Singled Out or Here Today, Gone Tomorrow. So Lincoln and the sisters go inside. They order a bunch of burgers, and next, there's actually coupon. They actually give a coupon to this guy named Grant. Yeah, that's actually his name. They eat all of it. There's no coupons. They order more, and next, nothing comes out until Lenny finds one, and next, Lana thanks Lenny. So they decide to leave the Burpin Burgers, and next, turns out the entire Burpin Burgers is filled with snow. Yeah, Lenny thought it was a closet. Yeah, why do we need double Lenny again? So Grant is like say worrying because he's gonna be stuck there forever. Flip comes in and he only rescues him because he wants burgers. So Grant gives him burgers, and next he escapes with Flip. The Louds didn't escape with Flip because Flip actually says to them that they only will escape if they owe him a burger. So Lana says no, and next they get trapped in the Burpin Burger. They're storing for the rest of their lives. Lana fixes the car. They're about to go, but turns out the engine's been freezed to death. So they have to stay back in the Burpin Burger, cuddling like, the brownout, the blackout. So Lana gets Flip, and next, here's the ending where Flip decides to bring everyone home, and next, Bobbie Fletcher gets her car, like say, being bad now. It's now broken down, so Lana fixes it in a few seconds. So Bobbie Fletcher gives her the car, and she can only be in her pit crew when she's 18. Bobbie Fletcher gives Flip his comeuppance by throwing a snow at him. That's the ending of Snow Way Out. That's a pretty short review, probably for only 4 minutes. This is a decent episode, 7 out of 10. Worse than the Christmas special of the Alvin and Chipmunks. Although being worse than Snow Way Down, it's still a decent tale. At least there's no gross outs. I like Lana in this episode. I like the ending where she decides to give her ticket to Flip even though she really wanted it. Yeah, also surprisingly, there's less gross outs here than I actually thought. The only gross out I think I thought was the scene where we see the siblings actually eat the burgers, or the owl's foot that Lana mentions, or the ticket that the Grant's got, and it's actually sticky. Those are, I think, the only gross out parts. On the whole, it's a pretty well looking episode, just like Louds A Leapin. Weaker episode compared to that, but not bad. So 7 out of 10. Move on to season cheating. So this is the brand new Louds episode for this year, 2020, December 5. Yeah, both of Flipmas Carol and this episode was premiered in December 5. Although actually here in the Philippines, December 5, this episode actually didn't air because we have a different time zone compared to the US. So I actually kind of actually accept this rule. So yeah, the episode's about Lincoln trying to make sure he gets his backpack that he wants for Christmas, asking one of his sisters that, not the previous sisters. So the episode begins with Rita. With everyone at the living room, Rita announces that they're gonna have a new gift swap. So Lincoln's actually kind of excited, but also a bit worried too because this previous times were not good. He tried Lisa tried to give him bad gifts. Lucy gave him a bad gift. Other sisters gave him a bad gift. So Lincoln decides to ask one of his other sisters for gifts. So his plan is to make sure he asks Lenny, but Lynn tackles him. One of the negatives of the episode for me. So he finds out that actually Lenny's partner is Lynn. Actually foreshadowed in the episode in the very beginning where Lenny said her partner is Lynn, but she says it's a secret. Turns out it's really Lynn. So the next, she decides to try with other sisters like Luann, but it doesn't work. Or Lori doesn't work too. Yeah, this is rehashed. There's a scene where Lincoln decides to dress up himself as Rita and Lori to pretty much make sure it's actually not Lincoln that he's actually dressing up as. Here's one plot hole. I know the first time Lincoln tried it, he actually used Rita's phone to call Lori, but what about Luann? I mean, Luann says that Lori looks kind of good there in the sand, but still, how did Lincoln actually use Lori's account to call Luann? How did it happen? So, anyways, he decides to use Luna, and next she gives him the gift. Lincoln knows this by looking at the Christmas tree, so he tells Clyde that he's now wow that he got his Christmas gift, but he forgot that to give one gift to someone he actually needs to give on this Christmas gift giving thing. Yes, I actually find this episode relatable because we actually did this in grade 4, in my grade 4, where we actually had the secret partner thing, where we give them gifts, but no one should actually tell who their secret friend is. That's kind of like what happened with me. So essentially, the second half of the episode is Lincoln trying to get a gift for Lola. So he tries to go to the mall. It fails. Burpin Burger fails too. Chandler pretty much overhears Lincoln's what he's doing there in town. So he decides to give him the gift that he actually wants for Lola. But Chandler deserves a payment. Not $20. He actually demands Lincoln's present for Christmas. So Lincoln gives him his backpack from Luna. And he trades him back the jewel sparkly things that Lola wants. The next morning, Lincoln's kind of sad that he doesn't have his gift because he now took by Chandler. Yeah, what a mean character. We have a really cute moment where Lily gives him the drawing, just like what happened there in the Star Scorn, where Lily gave Lola her drawing with her Lola. Yeah, that was a cute moment. Same thing here. So said Lola hugging Lincoln. That was actually a pretty cute moment. Chandler got his comeuppance, so that was actually pretty funny by smashing himself in the tree in the Louds outside. Not ending season's cheating. So overall, this is a decent episode. A bit better than Snow Way Out, although worse than 11 Louds A Leapin. Yeah, I'm not really fond of this episode too much. It's a bit rehashing of Sweet Spot, although it's better. I will say that it's better, but not great. There is a few moments in this episode I felt kind of bad, like the scene where Lynn tackles Lincoln, or the plot hole I mentioned, and yeah, it's and some other negatives too, like Chandler being a bad guy, or the plot feeling a bit like a Sweet Spot. But this episode actually becomes more better than I actually expected it, because I thought it'd be like something like Raw and the Family or Kings of the Con. Now it turns out to be a decent episode. So now let's go on to Flipmas Carol, a parody of the famous story A Christmas Carol. I never read the book, but it does sound interesting after I watched the episode. So the episode begins with Flip, kind of like saying being like say a scam to his customers. Yeah, Cheryl and Meryl return back. Also the McBride parents, also Lindsay and Lisa. He also becomes mean to them too. Also Lynn too, because Flip tells her to work on Christmas and today, and Lynn gets really mad at Flip. So anyways, we cut to when Flip sleeps. The ghost of Lisa comes and appears. Yeah, she's the ghost of Christmas past. So she takes Flip to the past where it actually reveals that why Flip was actually a really scammy guy. So yeah, Flip. The reason why Flip was a scammy guy is because he was actually gonna go to this middle school dance in Christmas, but he doesn't. He lost his ticket. Scoot scams him, and next turns out the ticket that he actually wanted was actually boots, and it was actually pretty bad. It's actually a fake ticket, and also the flyers he actually was supposed to give to this girl was also fake. So yeah, Flip really gets mad, and he develops his mustache. Also, the girl of his dreams actually got caught on the guy, so yeah, Flip gets really mad. That's how he got become greedy and a scammy guy. Yeah, also, just like Blinding for Science, also returns back some Flip's weird oddities, like the fact that he actually can survive without actually a sweater, despite they're in Snowy Out. He actually wore a jacket, so I count it as canon and a bit of non-canon. So to this show. So after that, Flip thinks it's all a dream, and next Lincoln and Clyde's ghosts come take him to the present, and next shows the era of the greedy ways. Yeah, the McBrides have a problem with their decorations. The Louds got worse because their whole food turns to a monster. Like in Lana and Lana take it down. Lynn also gets mad because she also do chores for Flip and Scoots. So after that, Flip thinks it's all a dream again until Lucy returns. The ghost of Lucy comes and next tries to spook him, and then takes him to the ghost of the Christmas future. Turns out Flip died, and next his store got shut down, and next Flip wakes up again. And next realizes that he can actually fix his ways, and next he realizes all the guilt he actually felt. So he decides to convince Lynn not to go out on Christmas because, he realized the guilt, and also gives the Louds a proper Christmas food. Decides to fix the McBride's problem, the Cheryl and Meryl's problem too, and also he finds out that his girl of his dreams is actually the one who actually made the turkey that he is actually supposed to give to Lynn Sr. and the rest of the Louds. So he decides to give presents to the rest of the Louds, and that's the ending of the episode. A happy ending where Flip realized the error of his greedy ways. I don't think he entirely learned this lesson, but in this episode, it shows that he actually learned to be a less scammy and greedy guy to everyone in Christmas. So on the whole, this is actually my second favorite. This is a pretty good episode. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 actually, not a 9.5. So on the whole, this is a really good episode. Not the biggest issue is the fact it's kind of a bit rushed. I wish it was a bit more of the rest of the episode. I think it needs a bit more of the runtime to show more of the bad future and the eras of Flip's greedy ways in the present. I think it needs to show that. But delivers in this episode. It's good. It's great. So it's 9 out of 10. Ranking for the episodes in this week. Number 4, Snowy Out. Number 3, Season Cheating. Number 2, A Flipmas Carol. Number 1, 11 Louds A Leapin. Yeah. I'll review Snowboard next year because there's not really too much Christmas episodes to review for next year. So anyways, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for 90 subscribers, and have a Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks to you guys. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe and get tons of notifications for more of my videos. See y'all for next year.